In this video, we will use tidyverse to convert data from a wide format to a long format. Let us start by defining a very simple basic data frame. So as you can see, so first of all, I load tidyverse because we need the pivot longer function from tidyverse. And then I define the DF, the data frame with the patient data with 3 patients. And for each of them, we have 2 measurements, the age and weight. So as if we take a look at the data frame, you can see it's a 3 by 3 data frame. And you can see it is a wide format because in each row contains multiple measurements. We have both age and weight. And now we would like to have a different data frame, which contains only 1 measurement. We need a data frame in which we have the patient ID, then the type of the measurement, so either age or weight, and then the actual measurement. So let us take a look how to do that. This is super simple, actually. You use the pivot longer function. You applied it to the data frame, and then you tell it which columns should be pivoted, which columns should be reshaped. And in this case, the first column is our identifier of the patient, and the remaining columns should be, melted into the longer format. So let us do that. And as you can see, the results are exactly as so. Let us call it the DF longer. And if we take a look at DF longer here in the viewer, you see it is now, in fact, a larger data frame because we have now the additional column with the name, the age or weight for the type of the measurement, and we have 2 rows for each patient. And this is now the long format. However, let us make it a bit more complicated. What if we have an additional column in the original data frame, which contains gender? So let us take a look here at the DF now. It has now 4 columns. 1 of them is gender. But watch out, the gender is also a type of measurement, you could say, but it is a character value. And in the resulting DFL, all the values, they come into 1 column. However, this column, as always, must be of 1 single data type. This means that if we now do pivot longer on the DF and select the columns 2 to 4, including gender, we will get an error because R will tell us that it cannot combine age, which is a double, a numeric value, with gender, the character. So what we can do here is we can omit the gender and say we are not using gender in this reshaping. So we use the columns 2 for age and 4 for weight. And what we get now is that we still have the gender column, which contains the repeated information. So each row corresponding to patient 1 will still have the gender information in a separate column, plus the age and weight measurements with the values in 1 column and name of the measurement in another column. There is no possibility that we can combine the gender and values of weight and age measurement. We can either convert everything to a character value or omit the gender. Usually you will do the latter. Now, yet another problem. Imagine that we have the following situation. We do not have patient IDs as an explicit column. So when we have the data frame, the initial data frame, we know that each row is a separate patient. So far, so good. Maybe we don't need the IDs of the patient. However, if we now, let's also remove the gender because we don't really need that for this example. So we have 2 measurements for each patient. And if we take a look at this data frame, we have age and weight, but we do not have the patient ID. We can still pivot longer this data frame. So let's create DFL pivot longer DF calls 1 to 2. If we look at the DFL, we have the expected number of rows. We have 6 rows, so we have 2 rows per patient. However, as a matter of fact, we do not have the information about the patient. We do not know which age corresponds to which weight, without remembering that it always comes in pairs. But if we were to sort this data, or for example, only extract some portions of the data, then we would have a problem, because we do not contain the information about the patient ID. In such a situation, you need to add an ID column to your data. This ID column will be transferred in the longer format, and you will know which measurement comes from which patient.